Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Yesterday I showed you how to make my little Bugalicious ladybug bracelet like this, and I'm going to take it one step further. Now, we're still going to be making the base of this particular bracelet. However, we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And this is sort of like a four-leaf clover. Well, not four leaf, there's only three leaves, so I suppose, there you go, my little clover here. Shamrock, whatever you want to call it. So this is this one, and I've done it in different greens. So I suppose you could really call it a ring of luck, really, couldn't you? For good luck for St. Paddy's Day. Or you can change up the colours. Now I'm calling this one the daisy chain because basically, and I've got a little daisy button on the fastener here, you just change it up to the colours of your favourite flower or whatever you want to do. And it's exactly the same style, okay? A little bit different for one band when you're doing this, which I'll show you. But this is effectively the same bracelet as my little Shamrock bracelet here, but this is in a daisy sort of format. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I think that would be quite fun. So, as I said, it's going to be the same way that we started the ladybug one. I'm going to use this little clover, this little shamrock here to start. So you're going to use your metal threader and thread your first band. Now I'm doing the dark green because I'm going to show you how to do this one, okay? Or actually, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I will. I'll do it this one. I was going to say I'll show you how to do the yellow one, but I'll show you how to do the green one to start with. So you're going to thread your green band through, and you just need to thread it through your button. Now, with this one, it doesn't really matter. There is no little sort of peg to go through for it. So I'm just going through either side here. I'm going to pop my hook there so I can pop through the other side. You might not need a threader to help you. You might have littler fingers than me, so I'm just doing that so that I have my band going through my little fastener, my little button, okay? But if you're using a button like this, you just poke it through the center there, and you're going to chain 3, okay? So this is our first, this is the first one that we ignore. We don't count that one. So this is 1, 2, and 3, just like we did for this, okay? And again, you're going to need your stitch marker, and it's very important to use a stitch marker for this project. If you don't have a stitch marker like the one that I'm using, you can use like a bobby pin or something like that. It really doesn't matter, but you do need something. Now, if you feel this is going to be too close to the fastener, if you want it to be a bit further up, like I have this one here, if you feel that's going to be too close, chain one more. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Completely up to you how far away from the fastener you want it to be. So I can chain one more. This bit doesn't matter, but the 3 is what we're going to do for our future. So let's make sure that we've got that clipped. So here we go. This is what we're doing. So we're going to go one down from the band that is on our stitch marker. So there's the band on our stitch marker. This is the band that we're going to work in, okay? And just like we did with the ladybug, we're going to use 7. So 3 and 1 and 3. And we're going to do, I'm going to zoom in so you can see me quite clearly, okay? We're going to do our single crochets, our little stitches. So we do 1, then do another one in that same stitch, go back in, 2, and then join it, and 3, and then for the center one, sort of splay it out a bit so that you've got this splayed out. You're going through the whole of your the stitch that you're working on. Okay, so through the center of the hole that you're working on, the stitch that you're working on, through here, but out through the first stitch, this one here next to it. So this, where you've got the band with your stitch marker on, that's your 3rd stitch. Go out through that one, okay? And you're doing a little slip knot in between that band, okay? And joining it. So that sort of links that in. Then budge this around so that this is further to you and you've got access to the rest of this stitch here, because you need to do 3 stitches in here. So push your hook back in and you're still in that second stitch, okay, and you're doing 3 in here. So 1, 2, and 3. So you've got them all on there, just like we did with the ladybug. All right, and exactly the same as the ladybug, you're going to pull this up so that you can expose where the end of this band is, and you want to put your hook in there. Okay, so here is the end of my band, right there. Can you see it? It's the second band, so you can see you've got one end here and one end here. You're going in the right side, right in there, okay, because we want this loop to loop onto that. So you're going to undo your stitch marker, slide it out from the right hand side. You can reattach it here on the left hand side, so it's holding the left hand side of that band here, but the right hand side you've got free, and you've got all your little single crochets going on that second band, and you're going to slip this one over the top like that so that it's on there too. Okay, you're going to take a, we're not going to take a black band, that was for the ladybug. We're going to put our hook through the front of this band, not this band here that we're holding, this band that's got it all on, all those stitches on. And then we can undo this again, this stitch marker, and we can take that band off. Okay, we don't really need that at the minute. Now what we're going to do is pull it through both of them like so, and hook it together again like so. So we're back to the beginning really of having it holding those 2 ends. We're going to work on these little stitches that we have around here now. See the little stitches? So with these 2 ends here, you're going to go through this first stitch right here, not this one here, this bit right here, and you're going to do a single band and pull it through. Okay, and then you're going to take another single band and pull it through. So you've got 2 little chains on that. You're going to go into the next stitch, which is this one here, okay, the next stitch to it, and you're going to pull a single band through. You haven't done anything with these ones, they're sitting here, but now you're going to pull this end of your loop through the first one here, see, like that, and then reclaim. So you've got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to take a band and pull it through those 3 loops, so you're left with 2 loops. Then go into that third stitch, which is right here, the next stitch, and you're going to put a single band through that stitch and through these 2 loops like that. We're going to chain onto this one, take another single band and pull it through. So you've now got 2 on there. So you're going to do the same again. You're going to go into this one next to it, take a single band, pull it through, and you're going to add it to one side of that like this, and reclaim, take a single band and pull it through all 3. Then you're going to the next stitch, taking a single band, pulling it through those 2 and these 2, and you're going to chain onto this. So you've got 2 again. We're nearly at the end. This is where our stitch marker is. We've got this 1 stitch left, so we're going to go through that stitch with a single band, pull it through, add that 1 loop to it like so, reclaim, single band through all 3 of those loops on our hook, and now we kind of need to tie it off. So we are going to utilize this very last stitch down here. which is really not a stitch, it's the end part. You're going to push your hook through, make sure you go through both loops, and you're going to do a slip stitch. So put it through these two as well, and then you're going to work one over the other like that. And now we have to add this loop onto that little band as well, that little end of the band. So if you pull it, there's the end of our band, just the right side. Pull through like that. That's the one we're going through. Okay, so let go, undo your stitch marker, keeping it on the left hand side. You can undo that stitch from the right hand side like that. You can put it back on your stitch marker if you want to. So you've got both loops on there, which is holding on to that side. The other side is holding on here. You're going to shift this one over the top like that. Okay, now we need to have our band just like we did with the ladybug. So take a single band, wrap it once, twice and 3 times. Move this over like so. So it's this side. Pull this side so that you can get access to this little end of your band and put your hook through like that. Undo your stitch marker. You don't need that right now. You've got the 2 loops here. Push them to the end of your hook and pull this band over the top like so. And there is your little shamrock. You're going to then take your next colour, and if you wanted to change, I've alternated colours. If you wanted to change colours, now would be the time. You would pull your next band through and you do 1, 2 and 3, and you put your stitch marker on this 3rd one and close it. So that's our first little shamrock that we've done with these darker ones out of the way. Now you do the same thing again. You go to the 2nd stitch, the middle stitch here, push your hook through. We have the 7 little stitches that we need to do in it. Okay, so we do 1, 2, 3. Spread this out. Remember, you have to capture this middle band here. Sorry, not the middle, the first band. You've got the first band, second band, third band. So go through the 2nd, through the hole this way, and up through the first band. You're in the center, and you're doing your slip stitch, little single crochet, like so, and then pull it round so that you have access to the rest of this stitch here. Going in, and you have 3 more single crochets to do. 1, back in again, 2 and 3. So you have all of your stitches on here. Remember, if you pull this, you can see where that end stitch is. It's right here. That's the one we want to go in. If I pull it, you see it's there. So take this, undo it, keeping the left hand side one on there. You can just pull this out like so, and if you want, just hang on to it or just leave it. It's not going to go anywhere. Just move this up and over, and then you're going to pull this side back through. Okay, so if you've taken it out, that's fine. You can then, like I did for the first one, and then you thread it back through, or you can just leave it like that to thread it through and reseal it. So these are the little stitches that you're going to work in again. Alright, so remember, here's our first one. Go through your first one, and we do 2. Remember, we do a chain of 2. So your first band and your second band, and then in the stitch next to it, you're going to go through and do 1, pull it through and add that first loop to it like that. Then you're going to take another band and join those 3 loops all together into the next stitch. You're going to anchor it down to this stitch by pulling the stitch through and then adding these 2 loops to it. So there's your first little sort of petal thing. We're going to make this bigger again, so let's add another 1 to it. So you've got a chain of 2 into the next stitch with a single. You're going to pull it through and add that loop to it. Join those 3 loops together into your next stitch. You're anchoring it down here. So pull those 2 through, and then you're going to chain another one on here, like so, because there's your first little petal, your second little petal, and this is now we're building up onto our 3rd. So let's go to the next stitch, which is really our last stitch, because this is where we're going to tie off on. Single band, pull it through that first loop, and reclaim. Single band, pull it through all 3 loops, and then we're going to anchor it to this very last one right here. Okay, push your hook through and you're doing a slip stitch, so pull it through, add those 2 loops to it, one over the other, and then we need to add that loop. If we pull it, we need to add that loop to this one here. Remember the right hand side, push your hook through. There we go. Undo. Now for this one I'm going to take it out and reclaim it onto my stitch marker to hold it in place. So there I've got all my work here. I'm going to slip this over like that. I'm going to take my single band, wrap it once, twice and 3 times, move this loop over so it's sitting at the base of my hook. I need to pull this so I can get to the end of this band here. Take this off, take the band out, and I'm moving it to the end of my hook, sliding this down and pushing over. And then I would do my next one, and you would just keep going on and on and on like that until you have the desired length. And this could be a headband, it could be a necklace, it could be anything. Now, so this is for the green ones. I'm going to do one with the different colours to show how you do the centre and the whites, because sometimes you can be, when you do your petals, it will bleed in. So I'm going to do one that is yellow and white, but it's completely up to you. As I said, this is the technique that you do. So if we're going to do yellow, okay, I'm going to actually use the base of the centre of the flower is what I'm going to do as the chain that this all sits on. So I'm going to use yellow because I'm going to have yellow as the centre of my flower. So I'm going to go through with 1 band, 2 bands and 3 bands, just like normal, just like I would do normally, and put my stitch marker on. I'm going to do my 7 bands in that centre, right in here. So I've got, it's in the centre, okay, 7 bands, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I do my first single crochet, my second, and my third. And then if you remember, we have to spread this out so I can get through the centre of the second and pop up through the centre of the first. And do my little stitch that links that into the centre. Pull this around so that I have access to the rest of this stitch right here, and do my other 3. 1, 2 and 3. So this is the centre of my flower. Now again, we need to pull this, put our hook through that band here, unhook, pull it out. This has to go over that, okay, and then we're going to pull the yellow back through like so. Now we're going to work on our petals, so let's put that back on and lock it into place so we don't lose it. Now our petals are going to be white, okay, so well, in this case you can do petals whatever colour you like. Again, just like we did for the little shamrock, go in through the first stitch here and you're going to do 2 in the white, so 1 and 2. The next stitch is a single and you pull it through that 1 loop. Join them all together into this next stitch and you're anchoring them all together like so. There's your first petal. Let's do a chain so that we have 2 into the next stitch with a single. So it's just the same. Pull it through, reclaim, join those 3 together with a band, and then into the next stitch to anchor them down like so. Again, you're going to do a chain. We're on to the 3rd as our second petal, into this last stitch here with a single, pull it through, add that 1 little loop, join them together. Now this is where we do the tricky part. Instead of going through this little one to anchor it with a white, take a yellow. It's a slip stitch, so take the yellow, pull it through, add these 2 loops to it, reclaim one over the other, and then when you pull this and you're putting it into this loop here of this band, let's do this together, pull this over, grab, I'm going to reclaim that end on this stitch marker. Okay, so I've got one side here, the other side is on my hook. I'm going to put this over like so, and you see how you don't have this, otherwise this would be white on your center here, and you don't want that, you want that to be yellow. Now you can then choose, I did green just to sort of show that it was the stem, so green, 1, 2, 3, pull this loop over like so, find the end of your band, take this one off, put these 2 loops on the end of your hook and pull your little green band down and up and over. And that's how I did the daisy. So as I said, it is completely the same except for that one last stitch. Okay, so I really look forward to seeing how you do yours, what colour you're going to come out with. Now if you remember, we need to tie them off at the end, so let's move to this one, which I have done. Now when you're at your end, you've got your 2 little loops here, you've done your last one. Okay, we're at the same stage here, we've done the 2, you've got your 2 little loops here, so we've got our 2 little loops, you've done as many as you want. Okay, and it's now time to tie off with your little thing that you have. What I did, single band, stretch it out, figure 8. I'm going to zoom back out so that I'm not blinding you. Pull that band through like so and reclaim. You're going to take this side closest to you up and over, so you're doing a slip knot like that, and this is the end that will then get splayed out. Now make sure that it's not twisted. It's going to get splayed out and popped over your button, and that is how I tie off my bracelet. You can take it on and off as you wish. It's not going to come undone because you've got your little slip knot there. So there, that's how I did it. I really look forward to seeing the different colours that you guys come up with. I'm very excited about this, and I think this will be a great one for St. Paddy's Day. It's March, we've got to wait till March, but this is a cute little spring bracelet. You could do it with a little pink centre and purple flowers around it. I think it's going to look gorgeous. So show me yours, I can't wait to see. Take care. Bye.